I just saw a video posted by a fellow functional nutritionist who says she specializes in women's hormones, which is what I do, who says that she understands cortisol, which is something I do. And she's talking all about ice baths. And she's telling people that ice baths are great if you have jacked up cortisol. And that is not true. In fact, taking a bunch of ice baths is a really great way to further mess up your cortisol. And by extension, by the way, cortisol, same hormone family as estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So it's a great way to further jack up those hormones as well. Here's the thing. There is data, and we do have some understanding of cold and how cold could potentially be supportive for those of us who our stress response is jacked up. Now, you might know your stress response is jacked up if you have any of these symptoms. Brain fog, feeling super distracted, feeling tired but wired, which is a great phrase that just means you're really tired, but also you feel very awake, especially at night. You have bloating, you have a lot of anxious feelings and thoughts. You notice when you do something that causes or requires physical exertion that it's just like a lot on your body and recovering is difficult. Maybe you have hair loss or skin issues. Here is the thing, friends. What I have found in my years of doing this work with women all over the world and helping hundreds of women is that we underestimate how much cortisol is in the mix and a problem when we have these symptoms. Anywho's, if this is you, putting your whole body into ice water is a great way to shock your system and further stress your system. And there are a lot of people out there telling you to dunk your face in cold water, which also may not be right for you. In fact, cold, period, may not be the right therapeutic thing to do to help your cortisol levels. But if you want to give it a try, here is what I think the safest way to try a little cold exposure and see if it supports you in resetting your response to stress. Now, when we're doing cold exposure, we're really trying to target your vagus nerve. It's the longest nerve in the body, and it helps your body switch between parasympathetic and sympathetic sides of your nervous system. So the sides of your nervous system that take you from rest and digest to fight or flight. You can see I grabbed an ice pack from the freezer. So if you want to try a little cold exposure and see if it's helpful for your body, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take an ice pack or an ice cube. You're going to expose your neck, okay? Because the vagus nerve runs over here, over yonder. And you're going to put this just lightly for a couple of seconds on, a couple of seconds off on the side of your neck. And while you do this, you're going to take deep breaths, okay? So deep breaths as you expose this in and out. And you might take this off again. And you might build up to 30 seconds on and about a minute off and do a couple of rounds. And you might switch to the other side. Okay, this is actually a really beautiful way to get some of the benefits of that cold exposure, but to do so in a way that's likely much, much safer for your cortisol. So this is another one of those moments where listening to random influencers online, even people who sound like they might know what they're doing, tells you nothing, okay? Credentials only take you so far. Experience, all of the experience I have, the hundreds of women I've worked with, that has taken me so much further, and that is a cat running into things under my desk. So on that note, I have to go because I have clients who I need to meet with now. But let me know if this is helpful for you, and check out at the bank in my bio, switch that B and L. You're smart, I know you can do it. I have a free cortisol reset roadmap that you can check out that offers you tips that are supportive for resetting your cortisol and stress response that don't involve things like dipping your entire body into an ice cold bath, because that is probably not the smart thing to do.